Hey, Bobby.
All right, let's go around the room. I'll go first. Little Caesars is doing the drone delivery. I just remember thinking about how a lot of the stuff was getting broken because the drones can't actually go on the ground. They have to drop it from like 10 feet up. I don't want pizza being all slammed.
Yeah.
If they drop it, cheese everywhere, pepperonis everywhere. So Little Caesars' new drone delivery can bring pizza in minutes.
Wow.
They have teamed up with Flytrex to have their new high-capacity drone deliver full family meals in just minutes. The Sky 2 drone can carry almost 9 pounds of food, which equals 2 large pizzas, side sodas, in one trip. Yeah, you can drop a soda, though.
That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's going to get a fizzy or explode.
I'm just telling you, if they land these drones, people are going to catch them and take them in their house. That's it. Unless they do, like, when you steal from the mall, those ink blots blow up.
Yeah.
Like, if you take this in your house, we have an ink blot, and it will blow up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's from USA Today.
Do we have that here?
Look at all the padding, though. Maybe. I don't know. I still feel like the Coke will be all shaken up if they have to drop that
Yes,
thing.
for sure.
And that is a massive drone. It doesn't look like one of the little ones that I think about.
Oh, my gosh. How many propellers? Okay, well, that's...
6.
Wow.
So are delivery drivers going to go away?
Well, yeah.
I hope not.
I think everything's going away.
That's terrible.
What are people going to do?
Learn how to fly drones. Through history,
I know.
as industry has changed, and this has happened many, many, many times over, people have had to learn different jobs.
Yeah, I know. We evolve.
I mean, look at the bank. Like, when you go to the bank, like, the whole drive-thru is closed. Like, there are no tellers anymore.
Yeah, none. So annoying.
Really? I don't go to the bank.
Yeah, like I went the other day to get cash or whatever, and I was like, that's crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people here. And I realized that people parked there because they're closed. They were all parked cars in all the lanes because they're not open. They don't have any tellers.
So if you go inside, you can see somebody?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But what's...
Yeah.
Well, because like you go for a deposit, you can do it in the ATM.
Yep.
You know, withdrawal, ATM. There's no need to go to a teller.
What if I need my prescription, though?
Oh, no, that's just the bank. You still go to Walgreens.
Okay. Amy.
A Virginia man opened the hood of his car to find out what was causing his dashboard warning lights to come on, and he saw a nest of baby squirrels. And it's so cute.
And they were living, even though he was driving the car?
Yeah. I don't know how long they had been there, but he immediately called animal services, and they came and they got the baby squirrels and put them in a little bucket to stay warm, but the mom still wasn't coming out. So they used this like sound from the phone, like I guess an app, to make squirrel sounds. And finally the mom emerged because of the noises and they got her. So they were able to keep mom and the babies together. But this reminded me of the time that I had rodent damage on my car. I didn't know I had rodents in my engine area or whatever, but they had nibbled at some stuff. So I took it in and it caused thousands of dollars worth of damage. And all it said on my receipt was rodent damage. So I set up these little traps in my garage that are friendly. They're not going to hurt them. They're like these clear traps, and you put food in and they go in and then they're trapped inside this clear box, and then I can set them free. So far, I've never caught anything, but I do have 3 of them set up in my garage to avoid this, because this is a cute story, but it was causing the warning sign to go off, but they also can cause a lot of damage.
Have you ever like turn your car on and accidentally, like, there's animals in your car? Oof.
Well, how do you know?
I'll never forget. I was probably like, I don't know, 16, 17. And my mom was like, hey, will you move the car? And it was cold outside. And I went and turned it on. And it was like, and it was almost like it started like, and then I just heard like a big like, ah. And then, yeah.
It died?
Cat.
A cat?
Dude, it was like something I'll never, ever forget. And it was so sad. They weren't our cats. I guess they were neighborhood, like wild, or like just cats that were out in the street. But yeah, it was so cold that they like would get in the car because it was warmer in there. I didn't know they were in there. I thought for sure Mountain Pine, you probably happened to you at some point.
Man.
It's like now, so what are you supposed to do?
Why would
I mean, out in
Because
the country,
cats, dude. Mountain Pine and
rats,
cats.
anything?
yeah, I live in a very rural part, but I think that could happen in
It could happen
non-rural areas.
anywhere, yeah.
I thought for sure Mountain
If
Pine.
there's dead animals, you think of me? Like, it doesn't matter the animal.
There was another time in my kitchen. This is my childhood home. We were cooking and we turned on the fan, you know, like above the stove, and like it went like it didn't turn on, and then blood just started pouring down.
Wait, what?
Dude, that
What was it?
It was a rat. Dude, that was crazy.
So the vent killed the rat?
It was like in the vent, and then we just turned it on, and the fan just went. Whoop.
Oh, no.
Dude, it was nuts.
That's
Didn't happen to you, Mountain Pine?
That's 2. Do you have any more?
That's it. That's all I got.
That's
Wow.
crazy. Lunchbox, give me your story.
Yeah. What happened to Roxanne? You guys know?
Who's Roxanne?
Yeah, she was killed back in 1982. Never solved. Couldn't figure it out. They found the body. She had been murdered. Well, someone started a podcast. Who killed Roxanne? And solved the case. Boom, they made 4 arrests. How
That's
crazy is that?
Was it someone who had already done a successful true crime podcast? Or was it someone who just, because I always wonder how those take off. Like if you have a history of doing them on a strong feed, but I wonder how many of those are people are trying and we never even are exposed to them and they don't solve crime. And
It was someone in Louisiana. It was just
Yeah.
this girl. She was murdered 40 years ago, and they.
you don't know who the podcasters are?
No, it doesn't say who it. I can't see who it is.
So
Oh, here we
through
go. See?
their own investigation.
What are you seeing?
I could easily just Google it and be like, it says right here,
That's
you
true.
idiot.
To be fair, that's true.
No, it doesn't say the podcast name in the article I'm
sure
reading.
if you look up another article.
What's the podcast called again?
What happened to Roxanne?
No, it's called Who
Who
Killed,
killed
Roxanne.
Roxanne? Sorry. I scrolled down.
Charles
looking.
Dowdy is the host.
Yeah, I don't know who. I mean, it doesn't say the name of the podcast.
I'm looking at. I literally just searched the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a North Shore Media Group podcast. Charles
Charles
Dowdy.
Dowdy.
Look at that.
In February of '82, Roxanne Sharp's body was found near the Covington Fairgrounds in Louisiana, and it goes on from there.
How do they do that? You know that podcast we were talking about?
Is it one episode? 34 minutes?
There's multiple
Oh,
episodes.
okay.
6-part series.
What are you saying?
Oh, the pod. Just speaking of podcasts, made me think of the one we mentioned the other day, but I hadn't listened to it. The Love Trapped with the Bachelor guy. Well, I finally listened to a little bit of it yesterday.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, it's good, but the guy, I cringe. We had the question. I was like, I don't know. He's part of the Bachelor series. He was on the Bachelorette, and then they plucked him from that. He didn't make it. He got kicked off at when there were 7 guys left. He got eliminated, and then they brought him back to be the Bachelor, which is rare because normally
was
it's
he the Bachelor?
yeah.
He was really the Bachelor?
He was the Bachelor. He is known as the worst Bachelor in history. He even says that.
I need to see his
What's his name?
face.
Google worst Bachelor in history. Clayton
No. Well, they have one Pablo.
One Pablo.
Clayton Eckerd.
Eckerd. Yeah,
Let's see what he looks like. Go ahead.
Clayton Eckerd. He's 6'5". I know that because he says that about himself. He's like, yeah,
I remember seeing this dude quickly. He's 33. So wait, so what?
he's a big guy. So his Bachelor series, he ended up having 3 final girls, and he said he was in love with them all. One of the girls dropped out herself because she's like, I can't do this, and the other 2 girls, he ended up not proposing to them because he wanted to propose to the girl that left the show. So it's it's where nothing happened, and he was seen as a jerk because he admitted to all of them, I'm in love with all of you.
Okay.
So that's his show. Then he decided to move to Scottsdale to live the Bachelor life. And guess what he wanted to do? He got his real estate license, and he wanted to rent out homes. And he thought an added perk he could do if people who are renting from him, if they wanted their own private reenactment of a rose ceremony,
No,
That's
no.
funny.
That's kind of interesting.
he would offer that. What? That is so lame.
To some, okay.
That's
Just
hilarious.
some.
Hey, if it makes money, it's not lame. There's a lot of things that you think
I don't
are
understand.
lame.
What's the point of
Okay,
this podcast?
hold on. I'm getting there. That was just side note. So he tries to do that, but then the ABC, the Bachelor franchise, cease and desist. You can't do that. You can't sell a private rose ceremony. So they cut that.
What?
So he's lost his business idea. He's just trying to get into real estate, land a deal.
Are you giving away the whole podcast here?
No, I've only listened to episode 1.
Okay, so you're recreating the whole episode 1, though.
Okay, I won't say no more.
So, but what's the point? Did
I
someone
just thought
trick?
y'all would think that was so douchey, and you're like, it's not a bad idea.
Oh, I don't think it's a bad idea. It can be douchey, but not a bad idea.
Okay.
So wait, the whole thing is, was he tricked into thinking that he didn't have sex with her and she had a baby?
Yeah,
Was that
that
what this
part's
is?
known. Yeah.
So because I went to his Instagram and he's promoting the podcast, so he's not the bad guy in it.
No, the girl is crazy.
Got it.
The girl
Got it.
is.
So he got love trapped.
Yeah.
He got love.
She claimed that she, if I remember, she claimed that she was pregnant with his baby, but they never had sex.
They had physical contact,
Mouth
but they
sex.
did not have that type of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's crazy to me is if that happened to you, if a girl called you
No way.
and said, 11 days later, I have a positive pregnancy test.
First of all, I'd say 11 days, pretty impossible. And the fact that we didn't have sex, very impossible. Those two together,
Right. So
it's non-zero, but still.
Is she claiming that they had sex?
No, but she
She's
said she
also
got
saying that
pregnant.
we didn't.
well, she knows they didn't. He knows they didn't, but she's claiming it. I'm only on episode 1. I don't know. He said
Thank
said
God,
though
'cause
if,
she would give us a whole thing.
he said if you think this
Amy
part,
should do a podcast just doing other people's podcasts. she should be a tribute band of podcasts.
guys, I'm telling you, all the things
Covers.
I heard in episode 1 were crazy, but he repeated multiple times to the girl running the podcast. He's like, just when you think it's gotten crazy, it gets even crazier.
I think that my wife and I could do a podcast based on something that happened in our life,
Yes.
and it would be as crazy as this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this is very crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not minimizing his at all. 'Cause
I know.
that's
I'm just
absolutely nuts.
keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah, I think my wife and I could do a podcast on this. I think we could sell it to Netflix as a series. My wife has no interest in it, but we definitely could, because it is so effed up. I think people in a parallel universe would be like, "Can you believe having a bones?" It's crazy. One day, maybe one day.
Well, okay. Let me.
You want to do episode 2?
You've already done your story and you've reenacted the whole first episode of the podcast.
Lunchroast was talking about a podcast solving a murder, and it reminded me to update you that I've listened to the podcast that I told you that I heard was crazy, and I'm confirming it's crazy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Okay.
So, I would like to shout out that the podcast is hosted by Stephanie Young, because we were shouting out the creators of these podcasts, and it's an iHeart podcast. It happens to be, but I think her.
Is Amy getting paid
have
and we
no
don't
idea.
know it?
Yeah,
Like
that's
she's
no
been,
idea.
this is
Yeah,
how
no idea.
really good influencers do. They fit it in their. Oh, you making a little side? Little side
No,
scratch.
I get nothing from this at all whatsoever. I think her podcast is actually called Glass.
little side scratch.
It's not a side scratch. I'm telling you. I
That's
listened.
smart, Amy.
When I got my lashes done yesterday, I walked in and we have the
Her
same
podcast network is called Glass.
Yeah, her yes. And then So my lash person, we both have the same hair person. I said we need to listen to Love Trap. She goes, "Did you get that from?" And I was like, "Yes." So we started it right away, and we both. I mean, we were like, you laugh too, because it's so. This guy is very. Some of his actions are a little funny.
Yeah, someone who would go on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
That's weird. You can't recreate a rose ceremony. Like the
Yeah,
network
that's
says
crazy.
You can't
If
do
you,
that.
yeah, I mean, they probably own the intellectual property of.
Of just you get the rose.
You could probably do it in a way, but since he's The Bachelor,
right. So
and
like
he's
they.
recreating like something. What you could do is you could change it up to a tulip ceremony.
There we go.
But it's not the same because it's not specifically what he did.
Because you call it a rose giveaway instead of rose ceremony?
Yeah, you still might have lawyers come at you, but even if you're right, it doesn't mean it's not going to cost you money, because if they sue, you got to get lawyers. So
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
He basically was like The Bachelor ruined his life.
The Bachelor didn't.
His decision to go on there.
And not just that either,
Changed the
but
trajectory
the
of his life.
people that were on there. Because had that crazy girl not been on there, it wouldn't have mattered.
No, the crazy girl isn't from The Bachelor.
Oh, she's not?
Well,
No,
then why did
she's
it?
from.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, you just gave us a whole story about 3 people.
I know. I was telling you why he's known as
Amy's a
the
bad,
word.
bad tribute band.
Wait, no, you didn't
Yeah,
let
yeah,
me.
yeah.
You were cutting me off.
She's a Green Day tribute band, and she just did Say It Ain't So by Weezer, and we're
no.
confused.
To clarify, I was trying to give you backstory on his Bachelor journey, and then I tried to take you when he moved to Scottsdale to party and become the real estate bachelor guy. But then you were like, "Are you giving away the whole podcast?" So then I quit talking. So I
You
didn't
never
get
quit talking. For the record, there was never a moment where you quit talking.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
So I didn't get to clarify that she hit him up on LinkedIn.
That's where all the trouble starts. All right, Morgan, do you have a story?
Yeah, I do. I don't know how to follow that up though. So Joey Fatone, does everybody know who that is?
Hey,
Yes.
are you doing that?
The story about Joey Fatone?
The baby?
Yeah.
It's I was gonna bring that up with hers, but I was like, we've done enough. But okay, if you're bringing it up, do it.
Okay, well, we're already there. We're in this moment. So apparently at the very beginning of when NSYNC was on tour, a woman showed up to his parents' door and said, I have Joey's child.
This is the baby. This is Joey Fatone's baby.
Yeah. This is the baby, and his parents freak out calling him, and he's like, I don't know who this is. And she was relating it to the very first night that NSYNC did a performance back in 1996, and he was like, well, yeah, I don't know, and he's going through his head thinking that this is his baby. So fast forward, and he gets slapped with a paternity lawsuit saying that he needed to go in to do a blood test, and she gave him the birth certificate of the baby, and that's where he started to piece everything together and saw that his name, basically like the father's name on the birth certificate, had been whited out, and his name was written on it in a different font.
And also, from what I remember, because it's from Boy Band Confidential or whatever the show
Yes,
is.
his series he's doing.
So they also had sex like way too early for the baby to. It didn't match up the time when they hooked up to her
so
having
he
the baby.
But he
actually
did hook up with her.
have.
I believe so. I
Okay.
believe so.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it did. Not positive, but I think this is different than yours. But it didn't. The timing didn't match up though. Like the timing doesn't match up. Not only timing 11 days, but also they didn't. There was no penetration in that story. But the timing didn't even matter, even if they did. 11 days, you come back with a positive test.
So did he do blood work?
So no, because once he saw the birth certificate, he found out that she wanted to get a paternity test. So go with him to get a paternity test and have somebody like a paparazzi take a photo of them walking in to do the paternity test, so she'd get paid for the story.
Dirty.
Yeah, dirty dog.
But that's interesting. But I mean, because if he's in a boy band, I bet you they are just every stop, it's just another woman. So for him to have to remember what woman he slept with, like, yeah, that's a possibility.
That's every band. That's every dude in every band.
Every dude in every
That ain't a boy band
band
thing. That's most dudes in most bands. Yeah.
Oh, you're probably right.
That's just
How
dudes
do
traveling.
they do that?
But that was like, so the child's probably, what, 30 years old now?
I don't know.
Right? So, like, does it look like Joey Fatone? Like, I feel
I didn't
like that
see-
would be pretty easy.
I didn't see a picture of the kid.
Yeah, and this happened a while ago. He was just recalling it in the series, so I'm
Okay.
not sure at what point, like how old he was or whatever.
He
He's
looks just like Joey. I'm like, well.
talking about
He's
the
like
story.
dancing. Bye, bye, bye.
He's in One Direction. All right, Eddie.
All right, mine's crazy. So this German guy goes to Egypt with a couple family members, and they're just vacationing. They go to a hotel, and at the hotel, there's a snake charmer that does a show with a bunch of snakes. So they're like, let's go. It's part of the hotel stay thing, whatever. And the charmer's like, hi, here's a cobra. And he walks around the crowd showing everyone the cobra. Cobra gets loose. Cobra gets loose, goes in this German dude's pants.
He gets in his pants.
Yeah, slithers up his pants, bites his leg. The guy dies. In Egypt, because he went to a snake charmer show.
But he wasn't from Egypt.
And now he's German.
Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that? You go, and it's part of the hotel. Like, you know, when you check in and they give you, like, here's a Mai Tai. It's like, it's part of the hotel. Here's a snake charmer. Watch the show. And then he dies
That's wild.
because a cobra bit him in the leg.
So did it bite him? Like, was it because of the poison that he died, or where he bit him?
Poison.
Oh.
Yeah. They said they tried to get him to the hospital, but it was too late.
What are you supposed to do in that case? Can you try? Are you supposed to try to suck it out?
No.
No, because that would be dangerous for you.
Yeah.
Yourself?
Well,
Man,
why have I
if
heard
if
that?
I could do that, I'd never leave the house.
But if it bit your, like, ankle, you could
Wait,
probably suck it
what?
out.
Not yourself, somebody else.
You could probably do it yourself, too.
Depends where
Not
it bit me.
depends on if it's on your arm.
Yeah, your arm.
Not your
But if
leg.
it's like my thigh, I mean, like I said, if I could bend down there.
Okay. Anyways,
It'd be awesome.
No, you should never attempt to suck out the venom from a cobra or any other snake bite. The method is dangerous. It's a medical myth.
okay, medical myth.
There you go. All right, we have Keith Urban coming up. We're going to get to him in a second. Let's take a break. Thank you.